some of the things you've been hearing here, maybe you can see how they're fitting into the bigger picture, they're fitting into the puzzle, that we're trying to become experts in business, and we're trying to become really good in business to support our lives. Now, why are we trying to support our lives? Why are we trying to create great lives? And what do you do once you have a great life? Well, I think one of the things that you do once you have a great life is you think about how you can make a great contribution. So your bigger contribution. Now, why do I focus on contribution? Well, primarily, I think it's the right thing to do. I think that once we have success, it's our responsibility to take care of others and to teach them, mentor them, train them. I think it helps us. I think there's no greater fulfillment than helping other people. Do you remember when I said that key taste to acquire is acquiring the taste of loving it when other people succeed, when you see someone else get what they want, that's the ultimate one. There are a lot of reasons for that. I didn't just say it to say it. I think that if you can acquire that taste, if you can cultivate that taste, it will lead to so much success in your life you won't even believe it. So much will come back to you that it will be fantastic. We're going to do an exercise called your bigger contribution. And the reason why we're going to do this exercise is because I want you to become so magnetic and so attractive and so bright that you pull stars in around you. Most business owners, most entrepreneurs, and most people don't see stars. They can't see them. They don't know how to see them. And most stars don't light up and appear as stars to most people, because they know that if they do, everyone's going to, as Joe Polish says, they're going to take their umbilical cord and try to plug it in and suck the energy and the life out of them. So they've learned this technique. It's like invisibility. When you go out in public and you're a star, instead of really shining and just being really bright and trying to give to everyone, what most stars do is they kind of go into this I'm just here mode. I'm nothing really special to look at. I'll listen to your story, I'll listen to what you have to say, and maybe I'll give you some advice and I'll try to help you out a little bit, but I really can't get too involved because I can't afford to have you pull me down. And I don't want you to be one of those people that scares stars away. I want you to be a star magnet. I want you to be so attractive to stars that they start calling you. I want you to be so attractive that you make friends with star networkers that are highly networked, and they're calling you on a regular basis and saying, I got another star to introduce you to. I got another one. I got another one. Who would be interested in having that happen? Okay, good. I'm going to share with you something right now that is very important. This is a sacred exercise. Do not use this for your own agenda. Please. Be sincere when you do this. And the exercise is figuring out what your bigger picture is, what your bigger contribution is. If you can get clear about how you contribute personally, how your business contributes, and how you want your life to contribute, and you can really get clear on it and embrace it, it really becomes meaningful. And maybe you're going to start right now with 10% committed to it. It's going to feel a little weird. You're going to be like, I haven't really thought about contributing to the bigger picture. Hasn't been that important to me. So you gotta fake it till you make it a little bit. But then over time, you'll get a little bit more and a little bit more. And of course, it's got to feel right. But if it feels right now, it's probably right. So follow it and go with it. And then the more you think about your contribution, the more you talk to other like-minded people, the more you only surround yourself with people that are like-minded and you have those conversations in your mastermind, the more it will cultivate it and it will grow. And the more in touch with your bigger contributions that you get, the more clear you'll be on them and the more you'll know when to talk about them. And there's a moment that you should talk about them. There's a very special moment that happens rarely. Do you know when that moment is? When you meet a star. Exactly. That's the moment when you say, let's get to know each other a little bit, and if it seems like you're clicking, mention your contribution. Mention why you're here, what you're in this for. Mention the bigger contribution. and watch what happens. If you want to have a small business that attracts monster players that come to work with you, that all your friends go, how did you attract that person? You won't be able to explain it, right? You're going to be saying, well, I just see a bigger picture here, right? Having a personal life is important to me, and my team having good personal lives is important to me, and I want to contribute to the world and the bigger picture. I want to make the world better, and I want to make my lives for my customers better, and they're going to go, huh? How did you get them? Like, what did you say, though? Does this make sense? There will be a disconnect. In January of this year, 9 months ago, I did the first Altitude program. It was a little bit shorter, had a small group, invitation only, very successful business people. Several of the people you've seen on stage here actually attended. At the end, someone came up to me, someone I know, and said, all right, yeah, so all that bigger picture stuff, that contribution stuff is great, but what are you really doing this for? Why are you really doing it? Like, they said, yeah, that's good marketing, right? Yeah, that's good stuff. What are you doing then? And I said, no, really. Like, I actually want to change the world. I know it's crazy, like me, but I'm going to try. I don't know how well I'm going to do, but that's what I really want to do. And he kind of looked at me and like, oh, it's interesting. So we're going to do an exercise right now to help you get in touch with your bigger contribution. Flip it over. A commitment to a bigger contribution in the world is not only personally inspiring, it also makes you more attractive to star customers, team members, partners, and mentors. Consider the bigger contribution you'd like to make to the world, then clarify and focus it so you can communicate it to everyone you meet in the future. So we're going to start simple. What's your current business contribution? How is your product or service making the world a better place right now? There's some way that your product or service is ultimately making the world a better place, and you need to know what that is. Next, your future business contribution. What is your vision for the future of your business and its contribution? Does that make sense? Where do you see it in the future? Where would you like it to go ideally? Okay, visions are very powerful. And then seeing a future reality you want to create. How can you see yourself making a difference in the world over your lifetime? I realize that this is heavy and it's a little deep for a business conference. I get it. But just start. Look out 50 years or 100 years. How could you see yourself in some small way or some large way making a difference, your life in the world? This is a very important exercise. We've reached the most important part of the program by far. So please, quiet, no whispering, no talking. We're just going to take a couple of minutes and fill this out. Go. Good. Come back. Now, who had an insight from doing that exercise? Good. Who did something like that really, honestly, and we are in a safe place here? Who just did something like it really for the first time in your life? Raise your hand. Okay, good. So, who can see how that connects all the stuff we've been working on, this whole program? Who can see that that's the key? That one right there, right? For whatever reason, one of my talents, one of the things that I'm good at, is seeing these bigger pictures, taking a lot of pieces and then seeing, oh, there's something that is here that ties them all together. Just what I got, that's the equipment that I got. And because I try to do my best to take the gifts I've been given and develop them, I don't do the best job in the world, but I try, I can see how the methods and the steps need to go together to get you to those things. All right, because you can't start with this because this will look too weird, but we can start with these other things and we can get there very quickly. It really takes most people their whole life to see what we just did in this period of time. It takes them their whole life, and actually for most people, they never even get here. They can't get outside their box. They can't get pulled out of their box. Who would be willing to share their new insight? Share what your insight is, what the aha was, and talk about how you, your business, contribute, or just pick the most important one. Can you introduce yourself?
Norman Hallett. My company's Subconscious Training Corporation. We make mental training tools, softwares for different niches, golfers, traders, entrepreneurs, etc. And
we got a lot of freaky New Age type people in here, don't we? I thought that was kind of funny. All right,
you don't want me
because
to
I'm one of those
I
weird
won't
kind of
wish
people
anything
too.
on you.
So,
but the most important product for me is our Learning Mind software, mental training for students, teaching them self-esteem, better study habits, concentration, memory. I'm lucky in that I didn't come from a family that put me down. I was always told that I was the best, that I could achieve anything. And I mean, we didn't have much money, but the ideas that the world was what I wanted to make it was instilled early. And that is something that most children don't have, or at least don't have enough of it. So in the same way that Steve Jobs gave computers to all schools, I'd like to get our Learning Mind software into the hands of every child, free. Just give it to them. The challenge for me is to have school systems accept the process of mental training, because you're putting things in kids' heads, and that's a crazy thing to parents that don't understand. But there are cracks that I shoot to make that happen. So that is my goal, to help kids with their self-esteem by understanding the process.
unfortunately, you're at about 3 minutes, and I need to keep to 2.
3.5. Okay.
What's your biggest what's your contribution going to be to the world? Put it in 10 words.
Help children with self-esteem. That's my basic. That's the most important core.
There you go. Good.
Hi, Eben. It's Glenn Dietzel here from awakentheauthorwithin.com, and we've got a system that's been picked up by Adobe. We've got an infomercial coming out around authoring and publishing, how to write a book in 12 hours, 100-page book, guarantee them acceptance with a New York publisher. My revelation today really is the fact that 83% of Americans want to write a book, and I really tied into the fact today that Benjamin Franklin's quote really hit me today, that if you want to be remembered well after you pass away, either write things worth reading or do things worth writing. And what my goal is, as a former educator, I used to be a vice principal of an elementary school. 4 years ago, I can't believe where I am today versus 4 years ago. And it's just this whole idea of setting up a not-for-profit company and taking my expertise back into education and helping students author and publish with our system, with a not-for-profit company. So that's my greater contribution with our company.
What's going to be your contribution to the world? Put it in 10 words or less.
My contribution to the world is to put teaching and learning back into business, to teach people how to create value with their products on the front end, specifically with a book.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Ira.
I can direct positive healthcare change in America if I can get in the debate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you sound like you are ready for the debate.
I've been ready for you.
I believe that.
I'd like to respond to you, please. No. I feel like I'm in the debate. My name is Adam Gilad. I've been a television writer and producer for 14 years. And
recently nominated for?
My first Emmy this year. Thank you. It rocks.
Did you win it?
I came in second, in my mind.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
It was for a movie about Teacher of the Year. I was executive producer for TNT. Anyway, so I've always been driven by doing social issue movies. I've done movies about hatred. A year and a half ago, I know Evan very well, I wrote a book using my writing skills to teach men how to communicate with women successfully online as a writer. And I've been at a breakneck pace for the last year and a half, created about 7 or 8 products, really trying to solve the problems of guys that I'm in contact with. And what I've come to, and now I'm also doing it for women, what I came to is that guys aren't excited about their lives, and that you can't really communicate that you're excited about your life unless you're actually excited about your life. And I keep coming to, how do I get men and women actually excited about their life? And so I've been working in 2 realms, which is beginning entrepreneurs and in the romance, dating, sex world. And, well, not so much the sex world, but, you know. And I had a real revelation here just now. Which I'm actually shaking because it was so powerful. Because I still lie up at night going, the world sucks right now. How can this stuff be happening and my world's too small? So I think I found a connector, which is that by getting people excited about their lives, and everyone here seems to be doing this, by getting people excited about their lives, you're putting them on a positive force, so they're actually moving towards something great, so they're not expending their energy trying to screw up other people's lives or taking other people's lives down. So that's the connection I made, and the work that I do is to really focus on moving people to be excited about what's possible in their lives. With all the tools that we work with on the internet and with the guy who was talking about hypnotherapy or those kind of things, there's so many tools to bring to people that they don't have access to, whether it's for your personal life or your business life, to just really create, and I'm sorry, I do live in California now, I did come from New York, to create positive energy. But really getting people moving in a positive motion in their lives, I think can really affect the world. So.
What's, hang on a sec. What's your contribution going to be in your life?
I think my well, it's interesting. It's from a parental point of view.
It can evolve.
A lot of what I do comes from being a parent.
Yeah.
Getting, you know, how can you cultivate your kids so that they're living a great life and they're excited about the life and contributing. So right now, what it looks like to me is getting people to activate what's best about them, what they have to give to the world, so that they're excited about their lives and have them really devoted to their highest gifts.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
Well said.
Thank
Good. By the way, you know, again, we're just getting started. Adam's been committed to the bigger picture in the world for years, and you see how it's not easy to just articulate what it is? There's still a lot of clarifying to be done and refining and figuring it out. Until you get it clarified with a diamond finish on it, then it's not powerful to the rest of the world.
Hi, Eben. My name's Mike Fry. My company's called Fancy Fortune Cookies. Our little niche of the world is we were the first company ever to do over 25 flavors and colors. We invented the concept of flavors and colors in fortune cookies. And we customize the messages on the inside for the promotion, the event, the product launch, whatever the need is. And my concept that I had, the epiphany, was to, since we customize messages all the time, it would be great to do, to change the world one fortune cookie at a time, and to get all the great people that believe in changing the world and trying to make a difference. I do some speaking in Asia with a partner of mine who speaks a tremendous amount in Asia. And so one of the things I do besides having a fortune cookie company is doing speaking and just the tremendous amount of interesting people that really want to change the world, not only here, but amongst audiences like you, and listening to people on stage, to connecting with each one of those and trying to get the little quote or message or most powerful statement they can make that actually has impact. Because as we know, sometimes you just write a statement that has such impact, you're like, wow, if I could only share that with my team, or that meant something to me right now. And so if I could find 300 of the most powerful speakers or people that had great tidbits and put them on the inside of my cookies and create a new product line, maybe called World-Changing Cookies, and do some type of affiliate or fundraiser. So that's my concept.
All right, time out for a sec. Let's get out of your business and out of money making and out of fortune cookies. What's your contribution to the world going to be at the end of the day?
Well, my contribution is connecting people that have something to say with a unique way to deliver it. And then once again, taking part of that, and I already do that to some degree depending on what fundraiser we do. So I will donate products.
Get out of the how. Get out of the technique.
Okay.
Forget all that stuff. You're too caught up in the business stuff and in your head. What's your bigger contribution going to be at the end of the day?
Well, to give back more of who I am to ultimately the world.
Good. You're getting started. But what's the result going to be? Where can you apply who you are? Where's there a need out there? You're doing good. You're in the right place.
Noah, I need
Good.
you. Noah.
You're just in the right place. But do this. The next time you sit down and do that exercise, I want you to forget about fortune cookies. I want you to forget about business and forget about all the how. And I want you to think about your talents and your gifts and a need that's out there and how you can connect the two, so that at the end of the day, you can talk about what it is. Good. Give them a round of applause. Good. Doing very well.
I'm out of my comfort zone also here.
Good.
I'm Christoph from Germany. I work in
Christoph, on a scale of 1 to 10, how far outside of your comfort zone are you? 1 is you're in your comfort zone, 10 is you are like jumping off the building. What?
A 9 or
A
something.
9?
8 or
Let's give him a
9
hand
at the
just for
moment.
that. Good.
Cool. So I'm working in a company that builds machines that scrubs pollutants out of the air. And I think that evolution always comes along with more techniques and greater machines and with pollution of the world, actually, also of water, of earth, of air, whatever. And at the moment we have the problem that there's a lot of CO2, too much in the air because of cars that drive around, stuff like that. And I would like to contribute to scrubbing pollutants out of the air and maybe finally getting the CO2 out of the air again.
Good one. Thank you very much. And so I guess since everyone was willing to share, I should share what I'm all about. Huh? So and you know what? I don't want a round of applause for this because this is just what I'm here to do. I don't want to be recognized or admired for this. I really don't. This is just what I am doing. This is it. This is what I'm about. I realized a few years ago, working on my own life purpose, doing exercises and trying a bunch of stuff, that for me, it's all about evolution. That word means a lot to me. And it's deep and it's a complex concept, but evolving from one level to the next, and learning everything that's on that level so that I can move to the next level confidently and strongly, and so I have a strong foundation. And then I realized that externally it's about helping other people evolve and the world evolve. So my internal purpose is evolution. That, in one word, that's what it's about, continuing to evolve to the next level, on all levels, right? Physical, emotional, logical, spiritual, social, whatever, all the levels, just keep evolving, don't stop. And then, over the last couple of years in particular, and there are a lot of people in my life that I have to thank for this to help pull me up and see outside of myself, see the bigger picture a little bit. I started to take it personally that the world has a lot of issues and a lot of problems. And I started looking around at business, and I started looking at philanthropy, and I started looking at all the different things that were happening. And to me, right now, and these things evolve, by the way, whatever your contribution is now, 10 years from now, it will have evolved to something else, right? So this is an evolving process, but this is where I stand right now. I see a big gap between people that want to help the world and the execution of that help. I'm no, experienced philanthropist or person who's run a foundation before, or even know a lot of people that have. So I don't know what they're dealing with over there, but what I have seen, and again, I don't mean to be critical or talk about something I don't have experience with, but I have seen a lot of problems with execution and getting results. Well, business seems to be becoming very powerful right now and seems to be very good at getting results, if that makes sense. And so I looked at this, and then I saw what Bill Gates is doing. He's leaving Microsoft. He's already like the biggest philanthropist in history. He's going to leave Microsoft and go run his foundation himself. Now think about that for a moment. The richest guy in the world, who's worth $50 billion or something and has already donated billions or tens of billions of dollars to charity, is going to leave the business world and go run his foundation with his time and energy. And I haven't had a chance to sit down and say, yo, Bill, why are you doing that? But I think I know the answer. I think he probably sees something that other people don't. He probably sees that he's going to have to go down there and do it personally. And so I think that there's a big opportunity to channel the power, the money, the energy that business has created and the methodologies into what you might call the philanthropic world. I'll bet you there's a way to map those over, the people, the money, the power, and apply them over here so that instead of spinning their wheels, the people that are trying to contribute have good methods to get things done. if that makes sense. So that's what I think my biggest contribution is going to be, is on the one hand, finding all these great business people and hopefully giving them everything that I've gotten and bringing all the best tools and resources, and then eventually later on contributing to the much bigger picture by channeling some of those powerful people and resources into the places that we have need. So that's what it's about for me, and there it is. And please, you know, I don't need a lot of recognition for that. That's just what I'm going to do. That's where it's at. And with that said, do you remember how I talked about the money-making function in your business as being something that was, you need to think of as being kind of separate from everything else? And that this was money-making, and this was the business that supported and nurtured and protected those things? So you got a first shift, like you were able to pull out and go, oh, interesting, I could think of my business as something that protects those money-making things. Well, what if this was you and your life? And what if this was your business and money-making? What if your business and the money-making stuff became the thing that supported the life that you wanted so that you could become, you know, a light to the world, a light to the bigger picture? What if you got to the place where you were so successful that you didn't need it all anymore and you would want to contribute? Who here, if you truly got to that number you wrote down and you knew it was pretty stable for you, for your family, for everyone's future, you got there first, you had it, would turn at least a significant portion of your time, effort, energy, and money to helping the rest of the world? Who would do that if you got there? Okay, good. I think all of us. So I created something that I'm the first one to take it because I made it up. It's a wacky idea. And I'm calling it the altitude commitment. And I'm not going to ask you to make it. I just want you to hear it and think about it in your own time. The altitude commitment to me is I intend to give 80% minimum of all the value that I create in my lifetime and channel it back to the world in a constructive way. Not just give the money away, but to channel it back in a constructive way that's actually going to do something. So that's the altitude commitment. And I'm standing here right now making it. That's what I'm going to do with my life. I have to, of course, have my needs met and make sure and pay payroll and all those kinds of things. But once I get to that level, then it's on to the next. And what I want altitude to be about in the future, because I really do have big hopes for altitude, and I hope you can help me get there, is that we take entrepreneurs and we speed up and shorten the time it takes to get to that level so that we can then go and do the other things and contribute. And I think that it's fine to stay focused on that path of business and getting your business up, growing really fast, running profitable, take care of your family, take care of your loved ones, take care of everything, so that then you're on that platform where you can do good. So in altitude, we're going to stay really focused on business. We'll talk about this stuff sometimes because we want to see where we're going, but that's what we're going to stay focused on. So is that clear? You get what I'm talking about? And to that end, I created this thing. I mean, you saw this exercise here. I didn't do that. You did that. I didn't do the exercise. You did it. I just wrote a few words on the page and told you about something that I saw out in life. I really am no miracle worker. I said, here, think about your contribution and your purpose and write it down. Good. How different would your life be if every day you woke up and you did your ideal personal ritual and then you sat down for 5 minutes and did that exercise? Think about that compounded over a year. Think about it compounded over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years. Dave, you in the room? Kekich? How much longer, this guy right here, and this, if you want to talk weird, let's try this. This guy is one of the leading experts in the world of 6 billion people, plus in the world, 6.45 billion people, on the concept of life extension. And I'm talking about the kind where you live forever. There's some weird scientific stuff being done. Try this out. How long do you think it's going to be before we're going to be able to take pills or do something or whatever and live forever? Yeah. How long? 21 years? Go talk to him, by the way.
Okay, I have Mike.
It's a guy that looks like he's about 45 and he's actually 65. You think it's going to be?
No, you're aging me. I'm only 64. I'm still a child.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, that's it. I just wanted you to say that. You don't have to get on the mic or anything. Right now, just right now, for every week that you live, approximately, you get an extra 2-day bonus. That's how fast lifespan is increasing. Imagine if you did this every morning and then you got to live for an extra 20 years longer than you thought, or 50 years. Think about the compounding interest that you could have. Does that make sense? This program is not about the technique, and it's not about me doing it for you. And if that's what you want, I'm really not your guy. I was more myself here and helping and doing these things than anything. This program is more who I really am than anything that I've ever done. And it's about giving you processes that I've discovered and then helping facilitate them so you do them. Do you understand the difference between the two? And I believe that if you go back to your world and you don't have someone helping you facilitate the process on a regular basis, and I've seen it a million times, you're just going to get sucked back into your reality. You're all excited right now. Again, give it 2 weeks, maybe 4 at the most. You'll be back to your routine. This will seem like a nice dream that you had once. And maybe you'll be like, yeah, I love altitude. I got that split testing idea, and it really helped me make some more money, and you'll be back to the rat race.